In this video I'm going to just show a selection of bits that go on your bridle, that go in your horse's mouth. I've got a small selection here, so I'm just going to go through them all. So first of all, here we have the Egbert snaffle. Once upon a time this was a very popular snaffle. It's quite wide at the sides here where it goes through the horse's mouth there against his lips, and the mouthpieces are quite wide, although there are chunkier versions of this nowadays. So that's a stainless steel, or a lot of them are nickel as well, Egbert snaffle. The next is what they call a loose ring snaffle. So these are the rings that are loose, so they will go round and round through the bit there. Where, if you remember the Egbert, those won't go anywhere, they just move sideways, they won't go through. So this is what's known as a loose ring snaffle, and it's quite thin. Now the thing about bits is the thinner they are classed as more severe. This is a hanging cheek snaffle or a hung cheek snaffle. The purpose of this is that the pieces here attached to the cheek pieces on the bridle, like all the bits do, but when you pull on the reins or give an aid on the reins, these pieces here cause pressure on the horse's poll behind his ears, so that bit actually works in two different places on your horse. This is a French link loose ring, because it goes round there again, snaffle. Now it's got fat pieces there, so for a young horse that would be quite a kind bit for him in his mouth, because remember I said the thinner a bit is, the harsher it is, the fatter it is, the softer it is on his mouth. Okay. Here we've got a jointed pelham. Now the jointed pelham, some pelhams are a full piece with no joint in them. I've actually used this for showing in the past when I've had young horses that I've been showing. So you can put two reins, one rein there and one rein there. And then there is the chain that comes round under the chin and fastens. And this bit works on more places on the horse, because you're now using his mouth, the headpiece behind his poll, because you've got this leverage here, but also because you've got that leverage there and you've got this chain on, you are actually acting on under his chin as well. This is what we would put on a double bridle. So a double bridle means it's got two bits on it. So the horse actually ends up with two bits in his mouth. So he has what's called the weymouth and the bradoon. And those two bits sit in his mouth. So the double bridle works in more places on the horse because you've obviously got two bits in his mouth. You've also got the leverage and you've got the curb chain as well. Now all these bits so far have all been nickel. So I'm going to move on to some other types of bit now. And this is a loose ring French link, but it's made with sweet iron. This is sweet iron, and it's got a copper link in the middle. So when you've taken up a rein contact on your horse, because it's got this link in, it's not nipping the horse's mouth quite as much, whereas with this you've just got the one joint, and when you do anything with the reins and they close on the horse's mouth, it's more of a nutcracker action and it squeezes his mouth. So this is a much kinder bit, although it doesn't look very good. It is a kinder bit and it doesn't have that same nutcracker action. Because it's sweet iron and copper, they are warmer metals. So what they do is they help your horse salivate when you're riding him. You need him to salivate so that when you're talking to him down the rein, he gets the message a little bit clearer. So this is an unusual bit. It's made of Salox metal, and the Salox metal helps the horse salivate as well. This one, if I just hold it up to the camera like so, you can see that it's actually shaped. So it's shaped for around the horse's mouth, unlike the others. So that gives the horse more comfort as well. And it's loose ringed. My preference nowadays is to go with these, with the links in. They're far more popular than they ever used to be nowadays, but they're my preference now, these different softer metals. There are lots of other different bits on the market, and whatever problem you have with the horse, there will be someone will tell you there's a bit that will sort the problem out. At the end of the day, a lot of the problems with your horses bears down to just schooling. And depending on the size of your horse and everything, their mouths come in very many different sizes, and so you need to make sure you've bought the right size of bit for your horse. The way that they come in measurements of inches, and they go up in accrements of 1/4 inches. Now you'd measure the bit from this corner here to this corner here. So that's a guideline for how to measure the bits. There are tools around that let you measure the horse's mouth. Of course, the only way you're going to know for sure if a bit fits the horse is to put it in its mouth, and if the horse likes it is when you're riding the horse. So that's just a little bit about bits, and hope that's helped.